May our classrooms continue to nurture hearts that beat for the nation. For the big table too, it's not just about fearing AI, but being wise enough to wield it. The session is titled, Not Just AI Ready, AI Wise. Join me in welcoming our speakers onto the dais. Our host, Mr. Harish Sanduja, Director Schools and IT, Seth Anandram Jaipuria Group of Educational Institutions. Mr. Harish is a visionary educationist with over 2 decades of experience in India and abroad, including roles at Birla Public School, Doha, the Shri Ram School, and Chinmaya International Residential School. Known for his focus on holistic development, curriculum innovation, and teacher training, he now brings his inspiring leadership to the Jaipuria Group, shaping education that's not just successful, but significant. Ms. Sanjana De, Managing Trustee, GD Goenka Public School, Kolkata and Dakshineswar. Mr. Sachin Vats, Director, Gurukul the School. Mr. Mukesh Sharma, Chairperson, Prometheus IB Candidate School. Mr. Anirudh Sachdeva, Director, Holy Child Group of Schools, Haryana and Rajasthan. Zonal President, Southern Haryana, Haryana Progressive Schools Conference. Mr. Soham Mukherjee, National Head of Expansion at Lead Group.
Okay. So, I think it's a good idea to start immediately without wasting much of the time, but I'm stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. Bhook lagi, bhook lagi, bhook lagi. But if I let you go, and you all have your stomachs full, then सरफरोशी की तमन्ना थी हमारे दिल में भी, लेकिन पेट भर गया तो नींद आ गई. So we may face that challenge. So, but I'm not going to waste much of time. Let's quickly initiate into this. This is a very pertinent topic, not just AI ready, AI wise. And with me, we have the eminent panelists. You have already been introduced. And I would quickly start with the order in which it comes up. And we have only one lady in the panel. So I would be requesting Sanjana De, Managing Trustee of GD Goenka Public School, Kolkata, Dakshineswar, to please initiate and share with us certain thoughts on ethical practices, bias, and equity about AI. Now this is going to be critical, so we will have certain threads that we are going to all talk about, and these threads are critical for all of us. So the first thread which Sanjana ma'am is going to talk about is about ethics. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me start with a simple question. Who is building the future of education in India? You might say policymakers, teachers, and edtech founders. But here's the thing. More and more, it's being shaped by algorithms. From personalized learning apps to AI-based tutors, predictive analytics, even auto-graded exams. AI is already in our classrooms. The pitch is seductive: scale, efficiency, and personalization. But we need to hit a pause and ask, at what cost? Let's talk about the ethical risks of AI in Indian education. Not just theoretical ones, real ones that are already showing up in the ground. First, bias in data. AI systems learn from historical data. But in India, that data is already skewed. Urban-centric, English medium, often reflecting social and economic inequalities. If you train a system on data that underrepresented girls in STEM or assumes lower performance from government school students, it doesn't stay neutral. It reproduces those assumptions quietly and automatically. Which brings me to the second risk, which is discriminatory outputs. Imagine an AI system used to track high potential students. A girl from tribal school gets flagged for being underperforming or low performing, not because she lacks potential, but because the training data never included students like her. The systems don't know the context. It doesn't care. And just like that, she gets fewer resources, less encouragement, and maybe no shot at that scholarship. The third would be AI can simplify inequality. Let's not kid ourselves. But most AI tools require smartphone, stable internet, and some degree of digital fluency. That's not available to majority of the Indian students today. So while the top 10% are getting AI-powered tutors, project builders, and college prep bots, the rest are getting left behind. We are not just bridging gaps, we are deepening them. Fourth, lack of transparency. Many AI tools are black boxes. They spit out scores, predictors, recommendations, but don't explain why. Teachers can't override them, parents can't question them, students can't challenge them. This undermines one of the core principles of education, accountability through human involvement. And finally, data privacy. Students' test scores, behavioral data, and even biometric information is being collected without any consent. Most parents have no idea what's being tracked, how it is being used. And in a country with no student-specific data protection law, this is like a ticking time bomb. So we need to guardrail this and do something about it. So what do we do? Independent audits of AI tools to check for bias, mandatory transparency on how AI models make decisions, clear consent protocols for collecting student data, AI literacy for teachers and school leaders, not just how to use it, but how to question it. And above all, we need to make sure that AI supports teachers and not replaces them.
Thank you. Sorry, because we're running out of time.
Okay. So I'll just quickly conclude that let's just use AI, but wisely, with open eyes, ethics clear, and equity at the center. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjana ma'am. May I now request Sachin Vats ji, he is the director, Gurukul, the school. I think he's going to speak on essentially about the future-ready schools in terms of AI and adaptive mindsets.
Thank you, sir. I would not waste any time because I know we're running short of time. I'll purely speak from the experience perspective, what we have been practicing, what we are practicing, so that I think audience can have some takeaways for this, not just AI ready, but AI wise. So let me share an incident. A few days ago, I was watching this child who wanted to do some history project, and he wanted a date for a battle. And he just did what all of us could have, just took out a device, asked, give us a prompt, and got an answer. But I was thinking, this is what AI readiness or AI wise thing is. Because if we are doing this, actually we are not skilling them, we are trying to give them a ready-made solution. We are living in an age where technology is profoundly impacting all of us, and we know that after the printing press invention, this is one of the biggest inventions and time where we are seeing drastic changes overall, and it's affecting our life day in, day out. So the question is, are we still asking the fear with teachers, fear with school leaders is that is technology, how do I teach AI to my child? But I think this is a wrong question. I must ask this question, how would I raise a generation that is AI wise? And for that, let me again endorse one thought process of all of us. Teachers have been, since ages, gatekeeper of knowledge. They have been giving knowledge, but no more. Now, device, information is there, and you are absolutely trying to give anything which is readily available on the net. But this child who wants to play with this thought process that, oh, if imagine a situation where a teacher and a child, both of them are there, a child will not want to go to a teacher because he knows अगर मैंने एक question 2 बार से ज़्यादा पूछा तो my ma'am is going to तुम्हें ये भी नहीं आता क्या? But I am prompted and motivated to go to the machine multiple times because as many times I ask question from that machine, that's going to give me answers that many times. Now, when this is happening, the three things which are most important for the readiness in the future is critical thinking, which a machine cannot, because if you ask the machine to say, okay, give me an essay, AI will give you an essay. But if you say, is it real, is it truth, then probably machine will not. If we talk about creative problem solving, then we all understand that AI works from the database it has. But if a child wants to ask an intelligent question, and this is where we all as school leaders and school teachers must make them understand. In our school, teacher, and we're not using any third-party platform. What they did, they just, for example, a simple experiment of titration. That was taken care, and this teacher, it took the whole day. But, if you give a normal prompt to AI engine, it will say and give you a response. But if you say, I am considering you as a teacher, imagine you are a teacher, and then you give me an answer, then the reply would be completely different. And if you again go to this machine and tell it that, okay, fine, improve your response time and again, one after the other, second time, third time, fourth time, you will see that this is the way, you will be getting a response which is many-fold better than the initial prompt that was given. So prompt engineering is something which we need to teach our children, and we must make these children feel that this empathy, this thing what Laksharaji was mentioning or Bhalla Sahab was mentioning about, that technology is getting obsolete every day. Adaptability is something which is going to last with the children because they know that whatever is happening today, it's getting obsolete, and we must learn to know that this, no, I know my time is up, so just allow me to see, two last point I would like to mention, that as long as we existed, this AI has always given us one solution, that we must stop talking about humans versus machines. We are preparing our children for a world where wisdom isn't about having all the answers, but about having the most magnificent questions. So we must make our children learn to ask right question. And this is exactly what the AI prompt engineering makes us learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. May I now request Mukesh Sharma, sir. He is the chairperson of Prometheus Schools, and the thread that he had decided that he would be talking about is essentially data privacy and transparency.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mukesh Sharma. I want to sit here and talk. I don't want to waste 30 seconds. So I'm a first-generation tech entrepreneur. I took exit from tech business and started a school called Prometheus School. We are based out of Noida. We talk a lot about possibility of AI in education. But with great possibility comes great responsibility. Today, I'm going to be speaking about one core area, and that is essentially data privacy. So as we bring in AI into education, we need to keep data privacy, safety, and transparency at the center. Now, children's data is sensitive. We all understand that. It is not just that AI has made it more sensitive. It was earlier also very sensitive. Employees' data is sensitive. prospective students, parents' data is also very sensitive. How are we ensuring that the data is safe? Data is not used without their permission. In United States, there is a federal regulation which is called FERPA, Family Educational Rights Privacy Act, okay, that prevents schools from sharing the information of students with anybody. In India, in 2023, they came up with DPDP, Digital Personal Data Privacy. But it is yet to be implemented. We are heading in the right direction, but we are and this is something that bothers me as Indians. We are always, we are following others. We are not ahead of the waves. We follow them. So now, with AI, it has become essential that we get our act together and we implement the right processes. And in those processes, engage students, engage parents, engage staff, so that there is transparency. And I'll give you an example from Prometheus School. AI came in 2022, 2023. We started school in 2019, and 2020 we had a system in place wherein we were following what US is following for long. That is that student information, whether it is admission related information, whether it is students' grades, students' recognition, all that is shared with the students via a digital platform wherein the data cannot be tampered. It is on blockchain. It is instantly verifiable information, and the control is with the parent until the child is 18. And then the parent can give control to student. Not that student cannot access it right now, but school has no right to share that information of student with anybody. So the sharing responsibility is with the parent and the student. So that is something that we've already implemented at Prometheus, and as of yesterday, we had almost 19,000 records in our system. The second system that we've recently implemented and is AI-enabled and brings in transparency as well is a system for recruitment. We get, for one position, we get hundreds of resumes. How can you ensure that the individual who's scanning the resumes is doing the right job in a right way, with the right intent, and there is no partiality or any kind of bias? With AI, we've been able to solve that problem. It knows the position, knows the parameters, it automatically shortlists the top 10 matching resumes. So at Prometheus School, we are already leveraging AI, and we are keeping data privacy, safety, and transparency at the top. So, as a school, we are doing that, and I recommend to close this. I know that we've got time limitation. That,
Thank you.
We have to protect the data. And when you
Yep.
protect data, you protect trust. Because today, trust is what people don't trust us, right? Unless you can show them something verifiable. And when you are able to protect that trust, you are going to be enabler of AI in your institution. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mukesh, sir. May I now request Anirudh Sachdeva ji. He is the director of the Holy Child Group of Schools, and I would request you to please throw some light on how fostering courage and a dialogue between the children for AI, and also making a responsible leadership through AI.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll also save 30 seconds by going and coming back. So, and I will not come much in between your lunch and you, right? But if I talk about the lunch, right? Now the AI time, in few years from now, when the audience will register at events like ScooNews, the ScooNews would know in advance what kind of taste you have, what kind of speakers you want to listen to, what kind of topics you want to listen to. So physically you don't have to go and register at the counters. So this is AI, right? And now we are actually talking, like, I assume that we are all elite schools, but India being a country of 150 crore, we have so many schools in tier 2, tier 3 cities where AI is just a buzzword, right? And how we have to implement AI, big questions. We do discuss AI in many forums, but when it comes to reality, when it comes to ground zero, we actually have some kind of means and modes to discuss about AI, but yes, on a large scale, we are actually not discussing with the scale stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, that includes the children, that includes the parents and the teachers. And sir, as said, as directed, the leadership. And somebody in the previous panel also said that we all have to become tech savvy. We cannot unplug the success. AI is already here, AI is with us, so we have to keep it plugged on, and we have to learn in parallel. We have to implement the AI in administration things, administrative jobs in the school. We have to discuss, we have to start the dialogue. Abhi kya hota hai, like AI means it's a cheating. So many universities, many colleges, I have heard in the newspapers also or through friends also that they have banned AI. And when it comes to AI, हम लोगों के दिमाग में सबसे पहले ChatGPT आ जाता है, which is just a very simple tool which people have are not following now, right? So agent text type of ऐसे situations आ रही हैं जहाँ पे AI will actually have the role of AI. And how this AI is working? AI is working because of the data. Who is feeding the data? We are feeding the data. Or the people who have already fed the data, because be it medical or be it farming or be it any side, right? Health sector, AI is actually is fed by the humans. But now AI being a smart, it is evolving itself. Now the human intentions or interventions are not much required. But yes, human interventions will be required, as Sachin also said, that when we talk about 2030, we talk about that we don't know the jobs. But if you talk about AI, then yes, we would need prompt engineers, we would need farming assistants, we would need AI doctors, which go in parallel in all the fields, whatever we do. So we have to start the dialogue in the schools. We have to train our teachers, not only for the methodologies, but on AI. We have to discuss this in our schools, in our communities, and we have to start many things like, AI League or AI, some literacy club, so that, we can discuss upon, because we ourselves are not much aware what AI does. So we have to start the dialogue, and there should not be a fear, because when the QWERTY pad phones were there, we were fearful that, how the touchpad will work. But now this has become the integral part. So this is what I want to say and conclude. My time was up earlier, actually.
Thank you.
So AI will stay, and we have to live so that we can work with these synthetic citizens. Synthetic citizen means that people who are in the virtual world and are in the real world. Thank you.
Thank you. May I now request Soham Mukherjee. He's the National Sales Head for Lead Schools, because he has been into the process of training teachers regarding how their work can be simplified with the help of AI and other technologies. So what do you have to say about that?
Thank you. I think I'd like to start by saying maybe I'm the only one who's like freezing inside. It's like extremely cold inside. But coming to the question that Sir asked, right? I think AI is a tool. The goal for all of us here is to improve the learning outcomes of students, right? And the way to get there is by using great tools. And one of those tools is AI. As we serve 9,000 schools across the country, there are two ways where I'm seeing schools really benefit from using AI. I think the first one is personalization of learning. Even in a class of 30, in a class of 40, a teacher is not able to give that level of attention to every child. The learning mastery of a child in English varies across the class. The learning mastery of a child in science and maths varies across the class, right? So there, AI can actually empower the teacher and help us deliver personalization of learning. With our tech book, with our Speak Pro, this is what we are trying to do. Besides personalization of learning, I think the second thing where I'm seeing schools really adopt it, and where we are also trying to help schools, is unlocking the productivity of the teachers. Teachers have a lot on their plate, right? And two things which I often see even in the best of the schools in the country where teachers really struggle for time are, first is creating differentiated assessments. There are so many teachers that want to have differentiated worksheets, differentiated assessments, because the students have different levels, but it's so much of work. Second is to do high quality remediation, right? It is so important to identify the gaps, but it's so difficult for the teacher to identify the gaps of every child, right? Why not empower the teacher to do it through amazing tools, right? This is what AI does. This is what our product does, right? We have a Jasper tool with some of our products in the Pinnacle brand where we enable the teacher to create, differentiated assessments. We enable the teacher to teach in a differentiated way. We enable the teacher to identify the gaps of individual students and remediate. Because when the teacher does preparing, teaching, practicing the students, assessing and remediation really well, a lot of, magic can get unlocked. Besides these two things, I think one part where we are also seeing a lot of improvement, where schools are actually adopting solutions of AI is where schools are actually using a lot of data. I know sometimes when we say data, we get scared. Like, abhi data bhi karna padega. But what AI actually enables us to do is skim through a lot of the data and give that sharp insight to the teacher, to that school owner, right? That this is where, sir, you need to act. Once you combine these three powers, right? Once you combine the power of personalized learning, once you combine the power of unlocking the productivity of the teacher by letting her do differentiated assessments, differentiated remediation, once you unlock the power of school leaders like you and management like you to skim through data, go to the point where you get clarity of where is the missing link, I think then AI becomes extremely powerful, right? We try to help a lot of schools do that. We have our textbook product in our Pinnacle brand where we try to do this. I would not take a lot of more time because I think we are already waiting for me to finish, some of you. But I remember one thing very, very clearly, that a lot of clarity and a lot of opportunities are there beyond fear. Usually डर के आगे जीत होता है. Any tool is as good as how you use it. AI has amazing possibilities to unlock learning outcomes for your children, to unlock productivity for your teachers, if you know how to use it well. And I very strongly believe from my experience of serving these 9,000 schools that the real impact of AI will come when AI is implemented very well in classrooms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soham. It was very nice of you to be telling us about that. So I would just like to share some inputs from my side in order to keep myself timed. I'm just going to start the timer, and I know she's also going to keep that. So there are a few learnings that I would like to share with you what happened in my school when I shared the implementation of the AI. So the first learning is that there is a difference between ChatGPT and AI tutor. You can ask any question to ChatGPT, but you cannot ask any question to AI tutor. AI tutor you can ask, but it will not answer. It will, supposing a teacher has made an AI tutor for a child and sent that AI tutor on a mail, then this particular AI tutor will work only on the topic that has been assigned by the teacher. That is the difference between ChatGPT and AI tutor. So this is the first and the foremost fundamental difference that we should understand as educators. Now, when we executed this thing in our school, one, we trained our teachers. Training our teachers took some time, but the amazing thing was that so many teachers were so happy that they thought that supposing I'm teaching linear equations, I can give an AI tutor to the child, and when the child goes back home, he or she can actually on computer learn more about more about linear equations through the AI tutor, and the AI tutor as an assistant to the teacher will also give a feedback to the teacher at what level is the child. Is he at a mediocre level? Is he at a developing level? Is he at a mastery level? So that is what is the feedback that the teachers get. Now the worst thing that happened was the teachers started giving lot of AI tutors to the children because they were very happy and it was easier to happen. In 110 days, 402 AI tutors were given to the children. That means on an average, every child got 3.65 AI tutors per day. Each AI tutor is expected to work with a child for 45 minutes. So 3.65 makes it almost 2.5 to 3 hours for each child. And therefore, the children cannot take out 3 hours every day to do AI tutored, or they cannot do that kind of work. So what the children started doing was that they opened the AI tutor. On the sidewise, they also opened ChatGPT. Now, whatever was being asked by the AI tutor, they posted that thing onto the ChatGPT, got the answer, posted it back onto the AI tutor, and finally all the children started becoming the masters without even knowing the topic at all. So this is what started happening because it was not physically possible. And then we realized that this is something which was going wrong. So once that had to be mastered, we had to talk back to the children that, see, this is not what we are here for. We are here for essential learnings. And therefore, ethics, transparency, everything that we are talking about comes back into play. And here, monitoring the teachers that they don't give so many AI tutors per day was also essential. So then we had to ration that on Monday only English will be given. On Wednesdays, only sciences will be given. On Fridays, only mathematics will be given. So that there is a rationing, children have the time and they are able to actually do that. So this was an essential thing that helped us a lot. And I think we are still on a learning curve. Let's see how it unfolds. We are only 110 days old right now in understanding AI tutors. That's what I wanted to share. My time is over. Now, would you give us time for a 5-minute something, or?
Maybe we can take off the stage because
Okay.
Because the workshops are beginning.
Okay, fine.
Adequately covering data privacy, data security, and as a school, you will be a data usually you won't be able to disclose the information which you have collected, and you will have to take the consent of the child or his parent or a legal partner.
That's what he was saying.
So that's what I mentioned.
That is what he was saying.
I talked about it. So India में that is the problem, madam. 2023 का 2025 हो गया. कब implement होगा? हमने 2019 से कर रखा है. Anything that we share, we first take consent from the parent. So again, I mean, we don't want to be following the wave. We are ahead.